Buckeye legend Mike Tomczak, and you're listening to OVE Podcast. It's Ohio versus everyone. Subscribe, like, listen, and follow, and don't forget your comments. Here's the show, and remember to always wash your BALLS.
Thanks, Mike Tomczak. That's our new open for the show. Tomczak telling you to wash your balls.
Tomczak, huh?
That's our new open. And if you don't know the story, 2002 national title game, the team's ready to take the field, and Tress has Mike Tomczak talk to the team. And Mike Tomczak has these guys rolling. He has them rolling. And he goes, guys, if you remember one thing, just one thing, always wash your balls.
I kept them loose. They went out there.
Wow, they didn't know what the hell was going on.
That's right.
Idea what was going on. So in honor of Mike Tomczak and wash your balls, he's the new open for the show. Now, the close for the show is coming. There's a dispute right now, and I want to have like a supermodel or a porn star say, oh, that was the show. I need a cigarette or I need a drink. Of course, Sam's being grumpy over it and doesn't want it, and me and Zach are saying, yeah, dude, we got to do a supermodel or a porn star.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I have a short list of names.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, whoever's on Cameo. I don't know what Sam would like, but I think we're just going to go pull the trigger since I'm paying for it anyway. Right? It's not like it's his money, so I figured I'm going to pay for it. So,
yeah, no, hey, you get the veto power on this one.
Yeah, I think, and people can help us out in the comments too. What would you rather see in the comments right now? What would you rather see for our close of the show? You want to see an athlete, legend, or do you want to like see a supermodel and a porn star? Would you rather look at someone attractive each day? We got Tomczak for the open. That's a classic Buckeye telling you to wash your balls. And for the close, come on. It's not
it'd be interesting to see what the fans out there put on as their short list.
Yeah, I think porn star or I looked at the supermodels and they're all kind of worn. I'm like, she was a swimsuit model.
Is that on Cameo?
Yeah.
What ones are out? How about Bridget Nielsen?
She is not on there in her catcher mitt face.
She did that reality TV show for a while.
She was with Flavor Flav. I think they got married.
That's right.
God bless her. Hey, why don't we get rolling, and let's start with NXT. I did not watch the Vengeance Day event. I watched some of it. I shouldn't say that. I just didn't watch all of the Vengeance Day event. Some things that stick out to me. What did you think of it? It's got to be, to me, it says Trick Williams is going to be called up, because what do you think of Eddie Thorpe beating Trick Williams? To me, is WWE's always pushed Eddie Thorpe. He has like 0 wins. And then he just beats a guy in a strap match who just carried your brand for 2024. Your brand.
Well, I think that makes it an easy transition for Trick to go up and have the belt be with somebody in NXT, rather than have Trick go up. And I guess they would have to have an open match for the open belt. But by having Eddie Thorpe, they got
it to Obi Femi now. He took the belt a couple of months ago.
Femi, we know, is somebody, again, I think is the next round going up.
Yeah. I think he's probably going to hold on to the belt for a while, though. The problem is when you are not established on the mic. Obi Femi had a face-off against Moose. That was fantastic if you watched last night on CW, NXT, and Moose from TNA. They are doing a great job of bringing the TNA stars. I know the Hardy Boys are coming to NXT next week, I believe. And you had Moose right away, the opening gate. Obi Femi's in the ring, and here comes Moose. 2 heavyweights going at. So I love how WWE is using TNA. Love how they're doing it. But I wonder now, Roxanne Perez obviously is going to get called up, right? Yeah. She's going to get called up. She didn't win the championship. She's already in the Elimination Chamber. You just had Fallon Henry.
With the Royal Rumble. You already saw and how long she lasted. I think you already saw that she's the next woman up.
Yeah, I think that's a given. And I think another one may be Fallon Henry and JCJ. I think they might be the next two in the women's too. She lost the North American title. They've done everything, been there and done that. I think those are call-ups too. And then I think Trick Williams. I mean, losing to Eddie Thorpe. I mean, I think it bumps Eddie Thorpe up where he can get into a feud with someone. But I think that to me is all right. Trick Williams, you're getting called up.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I agree. That's how it works, right? I mean, it's kind of like you lose the belt in one is a promotion for the other.
Yeah, I think it pushes the guy you want to get pushed.
Yeah.
In this case, it's Eddie Thorpe. I don't know why it's Eddie Thorpe, but that's the guy WWE choose to pick.
No, look, WWE, they understand the narrative that they're trying to build and the talent that they need. I mean, we've seen it before where some of these stars in NXT do go up, but they don't fit within anything that the narrative's doing, right? I mean, with WWE at the time, and then they end up being released.
What do you think? Let's throw this out there. I put it on the screen. And by the way, we are not broadcasting on Facebook. My Facebook page is gone for now. The OVE podcast page does remain. I put a link to the YouTube link on that.
What happened to your Facebook page?
What happened is we have to do videos from work. So there's this service called CapCut where you edit videos. And I tried to put the video directly from CapCut to Facebook, and Facebook thought something was fishy.
Oh,
So
now you got to go through tech support to get to flag unlock the account.
I had to send like a picture of my ID and then have to wait.
Oh, yeah, okay.
So it's going to be a few days. So we are on YouTube, and I posted the link to the YouTube page. We're just not streaming live on Facebook.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it is what it is. Not live on Facebook. We are live.
Okay, a good bit. I mean, somebody should start a business for tech support for helping with Facebook, because I'll tell you something. On my account, had the same thing last week. For like 2 months, for some reason, my War for You account kept getting flagged, and it's been just a roundabout to try to even spend money to run ads on it. It's been a nightmare. Fortunately, I had some people after 2 months figure it out, but that could be a good side gig for OVE.
Yeah, are you trying to post your Hulk Hogan video?
Yeah, exactly. That was the first one we wanted to post, and I've been, it was supposed to go like a month and a half, 2 months ago, but we couldn't do it because it didn't even have to do with the ad. It had to do with, for some reason, we couldn't figure out why it just said account flagged, and then we had to run through a bunch of different gamuts, and then even when I put proof of payment on, it was still. It was still a lot of checking, and finally we got it through as of today.
Is it because of Hogan?
No. It did nothing to do with the ad. This is actually this is before the ad was even loaded up. So this had to do all with the back office stuff.
Gotcha.
Yeah, no, they were good with the ad, but it had to do with all the back office stuff before you could even upload an ad.
Gotcha. I think
I digress. Apologize.
Yeah, I guess the biggest news from NXT is Ricky Starks debuting. He debuted 2 weeks ago. Funny thing is he didn't say his name. He just called himself the biggest free agent in wrestling today. Then he came back. He was in Vengeance and said, I'm going to tell everybody what I'm doing and what I'm doing here. The revolution has begun. I'm going to tell you on Tuesday. Then he came out and Ethan Page confronted him. Wesley confronted him. He beat up Wesley, and then he signed the official contract. And do you know what he signed his name, folks? Ricky Starks is now Ricky Saints. What do you think of the name?
Look, I mean, if they hadn't changed the name, I don't think it's a bad name. And I mean, I guess it also depends what they're going to put behind it, right?
Yeah.
Why is it Saints? I don't know. But I'm sure it's close enough to Starks that they felt that they still could get some kind of a residual on the brand with it without violating the Starks name. What's your thought?
And maybe they couldn't do a Sparks, or maybe WWE wanted a clean break and didn't want a Sparks, right? Okay, he did Starks. Maybe it was something where Tony Khan, I guarantee you, Tony Khan said, I can release you right now, but you cannot use Ricky Starks.
No, that's what my thought was something like that. I mean, there's a reason why that name didn't carry over.
Yeah, we'll let you out immediately,
And Sparks definitely, if that's the case and that's in the contract, that's definitely too close for comfort if Khan were to sue in terms of trademark.
Agree 100%, right? Maybe he could keep it if he ever leaves WWE, but maybe it's because I would see him like, if I go to independence, I can't use my name. That's ridiculous, right?
And we remember that, WWE made it cut its teeth since it began with Vince McMahon, understanding how powerful those names are and grabbing a hold of them and holding on tight. Clearly, that must be one of the lessons that Tony Khan's learned at AEW.
Yeah, and maybe Ricky Starks came to WWE and said, here's the deal. I can get released. I can start immediately, but I don't have my name. And Triple H is probably like, all right, I will see you Tuesday at NXT. We'll handle it. And then they did name him immediately because they go, oh, well, let's think about this a little bit. Like, what name do you want? Or what name should we do? Okay, we'll do Ricky Saints. Because I guarantee you, BJ, within it takes so long. AEW, John Moxley. He used to be Dean Ambrose. Now you know him for John Moxley. But WWE is such a great marketer that you're probably going to forget about Ricky Starks and call him Ricky Saints in 6 months.
Absolutely. Look, we saw it with Sid Vicious. When it was Sid Justice. I mean, the WWE knows how to do this. And with WWE being the biggest in the universe, people are going to forget about Ricky Starks.
Oh, almost immediately, right?
Yeah. I don't see any problem with it. I mean, a new page in WWE is like a new life.
Yeah, and it looks like, here's the thing with Ricky Starks, and I'll call him Ricky Saints when he earns Ricky Saints, right? When he gets wrestling. Here's the thing. He gets major time on the pay-per-view with his video. Ethan Page, who's one of the top guys, a former champions, confront him. Wes Lee, who's one of their top people, is confronting him. They are going to put him in a position already, it looks like, where he is going to be elevated as one of the top stars in NXT, right? One of the top 5 guys, and they'll hand him. Wes Lee will face defeat. Ethan Page will face defeat, and then their equivalent to Wrestle Mania, whatever they do, probably will be Obafemi against Ricky Starks, correct?
That's what I would say, yeah.
Yeah, or what they did for the Vengeance pay-per-view, they had someone from the big roster, A-Train down under, or it could be Moose or someone from TNA. But it looks like a good matchup would be Ricky Saints versus Obafemi if you wanted to do that.
Yeah. No. I think Saints is on a fast track to see if he is truly the free agent he says he is. With his mic skills, his attitude, and his in-ring talent is going to be a telltale sign here at NXT.
I think he has it all, though. They called him the mini Rock. Oh, his little hand faces copying the Rock. I don't know. I thought it was a clever way. I thought he could talk better than pretty much anyone in AEW.
Yep.
He had creativity. He could wrestle. The problem is when you have a dictator as a booker and wants to my way or the highway crap, you are letting talent, again, CM Punk, Cody Rhodes. What are they? The biggest stars in the WWE.
Yeah.
Let them go because you are a dictator who thinks he knows it all. But right now, your organization sucks. And it's because of you. It's not because of the wrestlers. It's because of you. And you're the reason why AEW sucks. It's Tony Khan. It's not the wrestlers. It's Tony Khan. Viewership's down, Tony Khan. Wrestlers leave, Tony Khan. Everything's Tony Khan. There's nothing positive I could say about AEW except for some of the bits they have, like Tony Storm, and I like Kenny Omega and Will Ospreay. But really, the downfall of how they peaked was because of Vince McMahon. They peaked because Vince McMahon was put in on a bad product, and now they have sunk because Tony Khan is bad at what he does.
Yeah, no, it's like we've said, Khan's wearing too many hats. If he brought in some of the professionals, even changed something as small as changing the quality of the cameras, the feel of the quality of AEW would change. But right now, it still feels like they're in a bingo hall half the time when they're wrestling, and it's not the kind of even the old NWA of the '80s and early '90s had more crowd interaction and a better feel for it than what AEW currently has.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, what do you think of Demolition getting to the WWE Hall of Fame?
Look, growing up, Demolition was always a consistent tag team that I saw. They were always in the mix, always in the hunt for a title. They would have my vote.
Yeah, I think when you get wrestlers in who are the one thing that
and the other thing is, let's take a look at the bar too to get in. I mean, I think Demolition is definitely worthy if we look at who's getting in and how. From my perspective, Demolition was a solid part of WWE history.
When I look at it is when I was that age, when I was a kid watching Demolition, I thought they were all right, Road Warriors left. Vince McMahon wanted to create a Road Warriors ripoff with a big, powerful team, maybe not athletic like the Road Warriors, but I always thought Demolition was Vince's response to the Road Warriors leaving and going to the NWA. That being said, there's no doubt for a few years, Demolition was the top team in the WWE. There's no doubt about that. And when you're a Hall of Fame, no matter it's NFL, Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, whatever it is, any time where you have to let's put 5 or 6 guys in every single year. We have to, instead of putting the truly deserving people in your hall, and you're just throwing, there aren't 6 wrestlers, BJ, that retire each year to put in.
No. I mean, you're right. So that's what I mean. I mean, the bar is going to keep, if they want to keep doing a WWE Hall of Fame induction every year, it's inevitable. There's only so many that you can put in. And you still want to hold that, hallowed event. So I agree with you. The same thing's happening in sports too. I mean, the Hall of Fame, from being enshrinement, it's just lower and lower because there's an expectation that every year somebody needs to get in. So yes. It's, regardless if they have the quality or not, if you happen to be up that year and you're going to be, it's just luck of the draw. You're going to be on that roster.
Chime in on the comments if you think Demolition is Hall of Fame worthy. We know Triple H is in. I mean, they should let Stephanie and Shane McMahon in too. But if you're looking for a heavyweight closer, I mean, you got it in Triple H.
Oh, right? Yeah. I mean, Shane and Stephanie were a part of arguably one of the greatest periods of wrestling, the Attitude Era, with Steve Austin and with the WCW Monday Night Wars. There's no question Stephanie and Shane should both be in. I saw Shane and Triple H in DC last week. Shane's big.
Is it?
Yeah, he's tall. He definitely has an athletic build. Really nice guy.
You could put in Triple H, Demolition, a Japanese wrestler, and an old timer, and boom, there's your class.
Yeah. You don't need to have 10 people.
No, and sometimes they do 6 people or 5.
Yeah, You don't have to. I mean, again, the Hall of Fame is meant for somebody. And again, to the period of time that Demolition was there as a tag team, they were a dominant force. So if we're looking at body of work at the time they were in versus body of work against the field, that's a different conversation.
And 2, tag teams were valued back then. Tag team wrestling was really valued back then, and it's not valued now. So it's a big difference. If you look at it and go, oh, they're a tag team. Well, tag teams weren't thrown away like they are now in the WWE.
Yeah. It's not as, your WWE must have figured that the draw is stronger on the individual matches and individual mic talent versus the tag team. Right now, at least in terms of the talent that's there.
Yeah. Hey, let's take a quick break. We'll come back in 60 seconds. We're going to recap I thought SmackDown was one of the best SmackDowns I have seen in a long, long time. SmackDown was good. We know who's in the Elimination Chamber, and I desperately miss this superstar. He needs to come back. It's back. We're back in 60 seconds. It's Wrestling Day on the OVE podcast.
We go to war for you.
At Schuerger Trial Attorneys, we don't back down. Accident? Call us today at 877-WAR-FOR-YOU or visit warforyou.com for a free consultation. Know your rights because results matter. That's 877-WAR-FOR-YOU. 877-WAR-FOR-YOU or visit warforyou.com.
War for you, warforyou.com.
Denrob Management has over 40 years experience in all aspects of payroll, processing checks, tax filing, W-2 and 1099 preparation. First-time customers get 50% off their first 3 months processing fees. Give them a call now. 614-297-1158 or denrobmanagement.com. OVE podcast back. We will be in all this week. Sam will be back tomorrow. Appreciate you watching. War4you.com. If you're hurt at work or in an accident, my guy right here. Robert Schuerger will go to War4You, war4you.com. Remember, subscribe, like, follow, share. Let us know if you're a wrestling fan out there. Comments. What do you think of Ricky Stark's new name, Ricky Saints? What do you think of Demolition going to the Hall of Fame? And I will give WWE credit, and Road Dogg is now taking over writing, producing SmackDown. I thought he did a good job last time he did it. They did a smart thing with Charlotte Flair. Charlotte Flair came back. They kept her neutral. Then they realized, crowd's not into her. Crowd's kind of into Tiffany Stratton. Charlotte Flair heel. Tiffany Stratton good guy. Oh, and by the way, let's take one of the all-time favorite, lovable, good guys of all time, Trish Stratus, and put her in a tag team match with Tiffany Stratton against Candice LeRae and Nia Jax at Elimination Chamber. And we're going to make her an even bigger good guy. And you saw it during the match. The crowd was popping against Nia Jax. Maybe not the biggest Becky Lynch pops you could get or the Rhea Ripley pops, but those things take time. Now the WWE universe knows she's good, facing the bad guy. I like her. You know, they liked her before. I would cheer. We'd cheer. But now that she's a good guy, we cheer. I just think the Tiffany Stratton experience, she's going to get more and more popular with Tiffy time and her different phrases as time goes on.
Oh, yeah. No question. I mean, this is a star we saw in the making from a while back. It was just a matter of what lane. I did like how they drug out the Money in the Bank, the way to cash it. Basically utilizing Nia Jax and that alliance, that short-term alliance that then she turned on. It got it got the belt. So I mean, I think that she's, I think where the women's in that part of the women's division, I think there's clear direction. Now with Charlotte Flair clearly in the heel lane, we can now build a narrative as we march to WrestleMania.
Yeah, because they didn't have a good heel. They had Nia Jax, Tiffany Stratton. They were kind of a
and Nia Jax. There's only so many times. How long are we going to keep running that narrative with her as the heel every single time?
Yeah,
and I'm a big Nia Jax fan, but we've got to get her in a different. That's why I like the turn by Tiffy time on Nia Jax. That kind of really helped almost create that anti-hero heel role for Tiffy time, which then transitioned into a face.
I love what they're doing too with Jacob Fatu, the C Solo. He asked Solo what's going on. Solo grabs his on Jacob. I love you. Kind of the reversal of Solo. I love you. You're right. I think you called that a few weeks ago of have Solo do it. Solo tries to hit the Samoan spike. He hits Tamaloa or Tagatama, whatever his name is. And, Solo, Jacob Fatu takes a bump. He goes in. Damian Priest goes to Elimination Chamber. And now it looks like it's setting up Jacob Fatu, Solo Sikoa for a match possibly in WrestleMania. Is that what they're setting up?
Look, I think that would be the right move. I think that's the kind of draw. And I think that's, when we talk about the reworking the narrative of the bloodline and how well Fatu can fit into the role that he is right now, I think rises to the level of having a match at WrestleMania between them.
And you could always have, the current new bloodline and a tag team, and Jimmy could come out and help Solo Sikoa. And that's how you spin Solo to a good guy.
Yeah. Yeah. You can almost feel it that he's moving in that direction. Particularly with kind of the lackadaisical energy, the mistakes that he's making, the lack of victories, beaten down heel can easily turn into a face.
Yeah, they didn't do a good enough job. I think the failure of Solo Sikoa is not on Solo Sikoa. I think it's on the WWE of bringing in a bloodline outside of Jacob Fatu that was booked weak, looked weak. It's just not good. Tonga Loa always takes the pin.
Yeah.
They were a joke tag team a tag team that was given the belt because they stripped the belt out of Jacob Fatu and gave it to Tangaloa or Tangatanga, whatever. I get the two goofed up, mixed up, but you know what I mean? And they've never booked them strong, and WWE has done a poor job with the OG. There was never a doubt, BJ, that you thought the new bloodline would beat the OG bloodline. Never.
Never.
Really a bad job.
No, I agree. And we've talked about what were they going to do to revitalize the bloodline angle. And this is the path that they're taking. I think it's the only path that makes sense. And we'll see after WrestleMania if that's what happens. If that narrative still has its own lane or not for the next run.
And I think it was probably a smart way to put Damian Priest in the Elimination Chamber because you need guys to take falls. You can't have if you needed the fake injury with Roman Reigns because you can't, you could do something with CM Punk where, hey, you could have Roman Reigns show up at Elimination Chamber and then, someone, let's say, Damian Priest gets eliminated. Seth Rollins sees Roman Reigns, gets out of the cage. They're fighting in the back. Boom. Seth Rollins doesn't take a pin. Right? So that's a way to eliminate him. Maybe CM Punk chases after him. I want to get a piece of this. I'm going to get those guys, right?
Yeah.
Damian Priest could easily lose. Drew McIntyre can lose. Logan Paul. God, he's going to last a long time, but I hope he doesn't.
Who, Logan Paul?
Yeah.
I know you're not a fan. I'm a fan. I think, I like his mic skills. I like his in-ring talent, and he brings kind of a unique type of heel into the situation because the fans know him and he brings the heat.
Go ahead.
From my angle, I like the role that he plays in WWE because of that.
I agree with all those things. I just don't like, hey, you entered the WWE and now you're toe-to-toe with Roman Reigns. Now you're toe-to-toe to Seth Rollins. There was no build. I know he beat Rey Mysterio, but it was like instantly Logan Paul's in the main event.
Well, and I think part of that is because they know the following that he already has.
Yeah.
So, the fan familiarity with him as a character was already there outside of WWE. And I think that's where, Triple H and the crew realized they could take this guy from 0 to 100 because they don't need to introduce him in. And he's done the ring work. So he's good enough in the ring to be toe-to-toe with the best. And he already has the persona. It'd be different if they just rushed Logan Paul in and nobody knew who he was.
Yeah.
But probably one of the most, notable faces, he and his brother, probably the top social media influencers in the world. And that's another example of WWE understanding that shortcut was well received because look, his ability by coming in that quickly did nothing but continue to elevate that narrative for WWE. There was nothing lost in it.
I just get worried. I got worried at Royal Rumble when he was in the final three. Like, oh no, are we going to see Logan Paul main event WrestleMania? Are we to that point where Logan Paul's going to main event WrestleMania? He'll be in the final three of this Elimination Chamber.
Look, Logan Paul, his time is going to come. But I think Triple H also knows that once he does that, that kind of peaks out the saturation point with him.
Do you think
Logan Paul's a guy you want hanging around the rim at least for another few rounds before you crown him champ? Because crowning him champ brings a whole nother, it's a whole nother chase for a whole other group of people.
Don't you, though, look at that and go, if he's the champ, your wrestling organization is they made David Arquette a champ. But don't you look at it and go, of all the wrestlers you have, and Logan Paul's your champ? I could see him being Intercontinental champ, U.S. champ, heavyweight champ when you've gone from Roman Reigns for 3 years to Cody Rhodes to Logan Paul.
Well, I don't think he's there yet. Look, he talked about retirement. He came out of retirement. The narrative, we still have stories to finish, quote unquote, as Cody Rhodes would say from last year. There's still stories to be finished for other wrestlers, but having Logan Paul in the mix as a heel only accentuates the heat for those stories. He doesn't have to be the champion in order to bring eyeballs and interest to the match and the narrative.
Yeah, it's definitely, it definitely gets buzzing on social media. You know who I miss? Chad Gable.
Yeah, I guess he's learning the lucha libre, right? Is that what they're saying? He's training.
The way I see this tying in with him gone, right? I see whoever is going to be the new member of the Judgment Day, because Dominic is saying we need a new member. Dominic got beat by AJ Styles.
Yeah.
Finn Balor got beat by Seth Rollins. I think they're going to add a new member, and whoever they add is going to be the luchador who's training Chad Gable. But the problem is, who is that person?
Yeah. So I think that's part of the surprise, right?
Yeah.
To keep people on their toes. Yeah, because Gable's been great.
Oh, he's so funny. He's hilarious.
Yeah. And he fits in either he fits in as the great part is he really evolved into be a great heel.
Oh, he really is. He's entertaining as hell. His character doesn't lose any steam when he loses. He's one of those guys I can lose 1,000,000 times, and I'm still going to tell you how great I am.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. No, when he gets embarrassed, it always reminded me of like when Heenan would get embarrassed and he still didn't lose any steam. He still had credibility with the crowd, right?
Yeah.
Unlike like a Solo Sikoa, when he got embarrassed, it popped the balloon.
Yeah. And Dominic
part of it's Gable's ability on the mic, his ability in the ring, just his energy in general, but his ability on the mic to be sort of the with that chip on the shoulder that he has, allows him to have that ability.
Yeah. Let's take a quick break. Oh, by the way, Braun Breaker is in a new feud. We'll talk about that and a SmackDown recap when we come back. 60 Seconds OVE podcast. Hey, it's Torg for Custom Air. You know, when it comes to my HVAC system, I don't trust just anyone. I trust Custom Air. These guys are fast, reliable, and they know their stuff. Fall's just around the corner, and now's the perfect time to make sure your HVAC equipment is running at its best. Don't wait until it's too late. Get ahead of the game. I wouldn't trust anyone else with my home, and neither should you. Visit them on the web at customairco.com and keep your home comfortable all season long. Custom solutions, custom comfort, Custom Air. Thinking of buying or selling a home? Give Lauren Torgerson a call with NextHome Experience. Lauren has been servicing the Columbus metropolitan area for 10 years. So whether you're a first-time home buyer, considering building, want to upsize or downsize, Lauren can help you with all your real estate needs. Get a free market analysis for your area and get started working on making tomorrow's dreams happen today. Call or text Lauren at 614-296-3952, 614-296-3952, or email at togersonlauren@gmail.com. We are the OVE podcast. Appreciate you watching. Remember, subscribe, like, follow, share. Doing wrestling on a Wednesday. Sam's back tomorrow. Subscribe, like, follow, share. Check us online, theovepodcast.com. Let's quickly go through it. BJ, Braun Breaker attacks AJ Styles after he beats Dominic Mysterio. Finally, we have Braun Breaker, and we thought it was Penta, but now they are finally going to elevate Braun Breaker to the next level. No Ludwig Kaiser, no Sheamus. We finally get to see him in a feud with a guy who can talk on the mic better than him, a guy who can probably wrestle better than him. Finally, WWE realized we got this guy. He's kind of mid-tier guy. Let's take him up and put him next level.
Look, when Braun Breaker came on the scene, I always thought that he was somebody that could break through the glass. I just didn't like, he with his energy, his ring technique, what his character was. I wanted to see an undefeated run until he lost. I didn't like how he came on so hard and fast, was breaking things irreverent, and then all of a sudden lost. For me, that was kind of like. Then he kept losing on and off. So I am happy that they're hitting the restart button here with this and giving Breaker a chance to raise to the next level, because I think he's got the talent. I think he's got the ability to do it, but we've got to put him in the right character in order to get it done.
Yeah, beating the has-beens, the middle-tier guys, does nothing for a push if you want to. We've talked about it. WWE has a heel problem. Braun Breaker can be a great heel.
Yes.
He can be a great heel, but he can't be a great heel if he's wrestling Sheamus.
Yeah. That's, and for me, that was my problem. They kept putting him on the mid-tier piece. They never elevated him up for whatever reason. And now they must see an opening in order to do that.
Yeah, 100%. I love what they did. Braun Breaker misses the spear on AJ Styles. He gets Dominic Mysterio, who's everybody's kind of comedic villain, right? I mean, nothing wrong with that at all. Good stuff. That's really good. Sami Zayn against Kevin Owens at Elimination Chamber. They're doing it again.
Yeah.
They're doing it again. They are doing it again. Can they do? I mean, they've done WrestleManias. They've been best friends. They've been enemies. I didn't correct me if I'm wrong. Last time they fought on a PLL, it was a Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens. Last time ever. That's how they build the match, BJ. This is the last time you would see these two guys wrestle. Nope, guess not.
Yeah, I don't know. You know, Sammy got kind of written into that. The scene with Owens and Rhodes, and then Rollins, and he was kind of again on the periphery of all those narratives tied in together. And now Owens is claiming that he didn't help him enough at the Rumble, so that's why they're having the match. For me, it's not. It's almost like filler time. On the stage. I don't even see, win or lose, I don't even see where they take it from here.
Yeah, I don't either. Just from the standpoint of who wins, right? What's at stake in this? Okay, my friend didn't think I did enough for him. I was there checking on you. I don't know what happens for, when you have a feud, right? Like this, you build the feud. Then you have an ending and where guys go, right? From every feud. There's a reason why you're booking it right, because you're WWE. You're not AEW. To me, it was, where was the buildup, right? Maybe they want, all right, Kevin Owens, our top guy. We got nothing for him. Sami Zayn, we teased the Seth Rollins. We don't want to do that direction. All right, we got the Kevin Owens. It's something for these guys to do for a while until Randy Orton is back for Kevin Owens at WrestleMania. And then Sami Zayn will figure out what we're going to do with him.
Well, the one thing we know about Zayn is that you can almost throw him into any story, and because of his ability, he's got the ability to fit in. He can, he's good on the mic. He's great in the ring. He's a workhorse. So the good thing for Zayn is that there's always going to be somewhere for him to be, just because I think we've seen that, because over the past 12 months, we've seen him in a number of different storylines, whether it's him finally getting the belt and the respect to get it, to the Seth Rollins, CM Punk, Roman Reigns, not the Elimination Chamber, but the cage, with Reigns and CM Punk. So one thing about Sami Zayn we know is that we're going to see him in the mix no matter what. I think you're right with Owens. They needed a filler right now. For the feud that was going on with him and Rhodes. Owens obviously is hot right now, so they don't want to kill that flame, but they have to keep him going with the Elimination Chamber with something.
Yeah, keep him busy. Because Kevin Owens is fantastic. He's probably one of the best things going in the WWE.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, so you don't want to lose that.
Yeah, and then there's plenty of now ways you can take him after this with Randy Orton, some different things where you can keep Kevin Owens busy for like a long, long time.
Correct.
Which is good. Women's Elimination Chamber set. Alexa Bliss, Liv Morgan, Bianca Belair, Naomi, Bayley, Roxanne Perez. Any beef with that?
No. Those are all they put all the stars in one match, right?
Yeah. Who should win and face Rhea Ripley?
Look, are you going to move Perez up quick? Are you going to look at an Alexa Bliss? Liv Morgan, I don't see that one. I think that train has already left. I mean, they've already done that, so I don't think it's going to be Liv Morgan.
Yeah, I just when I look at, all right, you're selling me a WrestleMania main event type match for that women's title, right? Bayley's not going to win.
No.
You mentioned Liv Morgan, Alexa Bliss.
Maybe. Yeah, Perez is not ready for that type of right that level.
Mm-hmm.
Bliss, maybe
Alexa Bliss.
I mean, look, we saw the pop that came out with Royal Rumble. I mean, there's been a lot in the dirt sheets, a lot of talk about how well it's being received that she's back. I mean, I could see that.
Doesn't it have to be a bad guy though?
Well, I mean, she's again, Alexa Bliss to me runs as kind of the anti-hero heel, right? Kind of a CM Punk type, where you could cut it both ways. Their personality's not going to change.
Would Liv Morgan be the worst thing? Liv Morgan, Rhea Ripley, WrestleMania?
Yeah, I mean, look, I mean, we had SummerSlam. Are we going to do it in WrestleMania again? What do you think? I mean, I don't know. I think we need something new.
No, I agree with you. I just wish I just don't know if any of those people in that match, I look at it and go, well, that's a viable matchup for Rhea Ripley. That, boy, I can't wait for that matchup. Like, I can look at,
I mean, be honest with you, what you really want to see is like a Rhea Ripley versus Charlotte Flair type of match, right? I mean, that's the kind of elevation that you get at WrestleMania, where that's a marquee championship match.
Yes, you're right on there. And because of that, now I'm getting two kind of second-tier matches for the women's title. And then I'm getting a second-tier match because of Gunther and Jey Uso. And I might get a second-tier match if it's John Cena versus Cody Rhodes. Then I look at it, every title's on the line for WrestleMania, and I'm not buying any of these matches.
Yeah, and I think that's where they've still got to figure this out. I mean, obviously they're all in on Yeet, and trying to get him over.
He's going to win the belt. He's absolutely going to win the belt.
Yeah. No, there's not. Yeah, you don't move a guy up like that and not have him win the belt.
Yeah.
So Gunther's got his time in the sun right now and is going to do the best he can to be the heel that he is, to try to get as much interest in it. But everybody already, I mean, preconceived notion is Uso's going to win.
Yeah. And then Gunther's got plenty of good guys to get into rivalries with. He's got CM Punk. He's got Seth Rollins. He can do the redemption. I'm going to go through you guys to get my belt back. Jey Uso then could spend some time, wrestling some bad, wrestling guys too. There's plenty of things to do. I just, with Gunther getting the belt, I don't see John Cena beating Cody Rhodes.
No.
Maybe.
I mean, look, if he beats Cody Rhodes and that's how he rings the bell for his, 17th, that would be iconic.
Yeah.
But again, does that mean Cena wears the belt full time for the rest of the year?
He's only got 30 days left. He's got 30 days left on that deal. I saw it online. According to the dirt sheet, 30 days left. So that means show up on SmackDown. That's a day. Are you going to ruin? And they got him booked for Madison Square Garden and different events like that. But I don't know. Can you put a guy with the belt who's only got 30 dates on his plate? And they'll probably use 5 of them to build up WrestleMania or more.
Yeah, I don't think so.
But again, they did it with Roman Reigns.
Yeah, that's true. Part of it's going to be what Cody Rhodes right now. I mean, is riding high as the champ. We know that he's had a heel problem. To lose to Cena, who's not a heel, but it's more of a legends fight.
Yeah.
Might be the way to go in the interim. But, you hate to just throw it away on Cena. I mean, Cena to get a belt would be better to work an Intercontinental or something like that than to take the championship, the brass ring.
No super chats yet for us, but Don B chimes in, this year's show is going to be trash. I agree. I just, not into it. They're not, but here's the thing, Triple H, you're serving me dog crap right now on a plate. You're going to put some parsley on it and make me think the dog crap's good. I mean, this will be a true test, because if this was Vince, if Vince was running the show, for WrestleMania, you would have CM Punk against Cody Rhodes. You would have Gunther against Roman Reigns or someone like that. If Vince McMahon was running the show, as bad as Vince was, Vince would never disappoint with WrestleMania, except for the time where he had Goldberg and Brock.
Well, one of the things also I think we're running into is with so many PLEs, WrestleMania was the crown, right? I mean, that was the imminent PLE for years. And then as the Royal Rumble, SummerSlam, more of them come on. Now all of a sudden it's like every quarter, you've got one. So I don't know if the WWE looks at WrestleMania. I mean, traditionally it's been the stop-start of the season, right? Are they embracing that, or is this just another PLE in the round of 365 a year?
Trent chimes in, pretty sure Cena never held the IC title. I don't know if he did.
And if he hasn't, Trent, I mean, I that's the title I think, he could hit the record, and it wouldn't disturb any of the narratives that are going on right now, particularly with his lack of availability, as we know he's going to be done at the end of this year, no matter what.
Maybe it's a thing for Cena where I want to win every belt before I leave. where he gets a tag team.
He gets the Grand Slam, right?
Yeah, where like him and CM Punk are in this awkward tag team because, you know, they don't like whoever it's got to be different than the War Raiders. I mean, you take the belts off them and put them on someone else, right? Judgment Day, whatever it is, you take the belts off on a heel team, and then CM Punk's got an issue. Or I would like to, if Cena's does that, right? I want to try to go after everything. You know, maybe that's the way, but it's not. The narrative is going to be John Cena going for his 17th title. It is. That's going to be the narrative. I didn't think what I saw from John Cena is his body's still good, right? For a 52, 54-year-old man, whatever he is.
Oh, yeah.
He just looks a slim down, right? He just looks like he looks old. Well,
I think it's the hair. I think if he shortened the hair up to where it used to be, I think he would look younger. But I think the longer hair forces the receding hairline and makes him look older.
Yeah.
If he had the short Cena hair, I think he'd look younger.
Yeah. Well, and two, though, he's got to get back on the juice. Clearly, he was on the juice last time, and his upper body doesn't look as big. You know what I mean? It looks like
Don B talks about, hey, you know, maybe we skip WrestleMania and watch Ring of Honor instead.
Yeah. Don B chimes in his phone number as well, but he goes, man, if you have a show like last year, WrestleMania, that was so good, and then followed up with this BS, I would rather watch Ring of Honor. That's his comment. Yeah,
they've got to do something. I mean, look, we can't underestimate Triple H. He knows he's got a problem. You know, we got to hope he solves it as we march towards WrestleMania.
Well, I understand the Jey Uso stuff now better because he's probably selling more merch than anyone.
Yeah.
I mean, Triple H wants the moment of 80,000 people doing the yeet, right?
Yeah.
Like doing the yeet. He wants that. He's the most popular guy. I get it. I wish Gunther wasn't the champion when he goes at it, but it is what it is, right? I just don't think Cody and Cena would be the right, because that Cody and Cena is going to be your main event second night. Is it? Is that Roman Cody?
Well, look,
right? Brock, Roman. Think of it, BJ. Brock, Roman. You know, you've had these iconic main events, and you're going to sell me a guy. I think Cena hasn't won a singles match in 7 years. A guy who hasn't won in 7 years against Cody Rhodes.
But Cena is a known, one of the biggest superstars in WWE history. So if the marketing around this is Cena's chance to break the record.
Yeah.
This is, look, I mean, you're going to sell a lot of there's going to be a lot of eyeballs on that from around the world just on that narrative alone, because Cena is at that iconic status. That's the only thing I'm thinking that they're riding on, is that people want to see him break the record. And sort of the crowd that loves to hate Cody Rhodes is in a great position to see a John Cena take that belt from him. And that's the kind of the narrative that has to be built up. But we've got to give Cena a little bit of some sharp elbows here moving into it, so there's some heat between the two and not just sort of a love fest of a wrestling match.
Yeah, of the respect. I respect you.
Yeah. It's got to be, at some point, Cena, I think, has got to draw some blood.
Yeah, the best match is Reigns, Punk, and Rollins.
Yeah. From that standpoint, yeah.
And it's the three best. Okay, so it's the three best wrestlers, arguably the three best guys on the mic, right? Because Jey Uso has got to stop. I'm going to win. Yeet. I'm going to show you. Yeet. That's Jey Uso. Nothing against him. Super popular. But when you hear Jey Uso talk, he goes, I got to win it. Yeet. Everything is quick talk. Yeet. I got to win. Yeet. Punk, Rollins, and Reigns are your best talkers. Cody's not a great talker. He's like, what do you want to talk about? Right? Yeah. Cody is not a great talker. He is not. Rollins, I'll give him credit. He's gotten better because he used to suck.
Rollins definitely gotten better.
Roman used to suck. Cena's fantastic.
Yeah, Cena's fantastic. Punk's fantastic.
Is Cena fantastic back? Is Cena have that old? You know what I mean? Does Cena have it? All right. We know he was. Can a guy just jump in and be automatic great talker on the mic?
I think so. I think Cena's got it. I think Cena's a natural. I mean, and I think one of the things he's a natural at is sort of that backhanded slap compliments. That's the kind of stuff that can get under Cody Rhodes' skin. If we get Cena going, the way that Cena knows how, he could create some heat with Rhodes. Right now, I don't see the heat, and that's why it's boring. You just see a respect match. People want to see that. People want to see Cena draw some blood on Rhodes and make this personal, make it contentious. I'm taking the belt from you.
Oh, you could do things, BJ, like Cody gets jumped by someone. Cena gets a pop. Cena comes running out to save Cody. And then he kind of looks at everybody in the ring and goes, nah, I'm good. Goes out of the ring and leaves. Not a bad guy. I'm not turning on you, but I'm not going to help you.
No, the best Cena is the Cena who knows how to deliver the backhanded compliment, knows how to get the crowd going, knows how to insult without being over the top. He's got the language down.
Well, you're
when
not
he was
on my
in his
level.
prime. He was one of the best.
Yeah, you're not on my level, John Cena. Remember that famous War of Words where Roman can't think of what he's saying to Cena, and Cena's going, all right, take your time.
Yep. Oh, yeah.
That famous clip. All right, take your time. I don't think Cody can even hang with Cena. If Cena's at his peak level on the mic, I don't think Cody's bad on the mic. I just don't think Cody's good on the mic. Not like Punk, Rollins, and Reigns.
Oh, I mean, Cena's a Hall of Famer on the mic, just the mic skills alone.
Absolutely. I mean, there's certain guys. It's got to be like we were talking about Ricky Saints. Ricky Starks is great on the mic, and he's a great. That's why guys will immediately shoot to stardom in the WWE. Because if you could talk on them with Chad Gable, talk on the mic. You care about Chad Gable. Where the hell's Chad Gable? I know
you're the ringmaster in the ring when you have the mic. The fans are listening to what you have to say and how you deliver it. If you don't have energy, purpose, and the way to articulate it in front of them, you're going to lose them fast.
That's why Damian Priest will never be a top guy.
And that's again why Yeet's so popular, right? Because he with that gimmick, he knows how to. All he's going to say is a few words, and the crowd's all in unison on it.
Yes. Like a Stone Cold. Now, Stone Cold was a great talker.
Gosh, yeah.
But Stone Cold could get into that thing where he got Kurt Angle go, you're a little guy. What? Stone Cold could manipulate his back and forth, and that's what Jey Uso could do with the Yeet. And I still think Gunther needs to make it personal and beat the crap out of Jimmy Uso on SmackDown.
Yeah.
He's got to do that. All right, good stuff. We're back next week. Sam and I back tomorrow. But if you like the wrestling talk, go to the YouTube channel, youtube.com. at Ohio versus everyone. We are going to do a show like this once a week, twice a week. Put it up, post it up. If you like wrestling and guys are chiming in, go to the past shows, man. Reach out to us. We'll let you know. The OVE podcast on gmail.com. I'll tell you, hey, wrestling's coming up this week on Tuesday.
And I got to throw my new ad up for the next round. I'll get it to you.
Yes, we need the new ad up. Put the ad up, huh? All right, BJ, I will see you tonight. We're hooking up. So I will see you tonight, and we are back tomorrow at 2:30. Stanze!
Well, of course. I mean, there's nothing better than being American. So, I mean, this is the greatest feeling. If you don't love it, leave it. USA, #1.